Okay, so we've got the urban part down because you made an urban scene. The rest of it is called textures. So urban textures, what kinds of textures are we going to be looking for? Well, I like to make two categories for finding textures. The first category are watercolor textures. They're like painted textures. It looks like dripping paints, splatters. Um, we'll look at a whole bunch on the internet and find some that are suitable for this project. And the other type of textures are grunge textures. They're more rugged looking, kind of scratchy, and we're going to look at both of those. So watercolor textures and grunge textures. The most important part when doing a search is, I'm just going to do one here, watercolor texture. Right away, ignore all of these results. You want to go over to, obviously, images. So what do I need to do first before looking at these? Shout outs are welcome. Thank you. Tools, size, large. And that's especially important for this project. Watch this. This is so cool. I really like this purple splatter. So I'm going to click it, right click, save image as. I would make a folder on your desktop or somewhere. Did you know you can make folders on your desktop? I'm going to make one. Well, I'll make it later, but for now I'm going to store these on my desktop. Some of you have downloads. Your downloads are so cluttered with so many things and it's really hard to find stuff. I recommend starting to delete things out of your downloads to make room. I'm going to put this right on my desktop. Now, I have a folder called Urban. Okay, here's my Urban folder in my desktop. I'll click Save. I'm going to, since I'm here and there's a whole bunch of good ones, I like this one too. You definitely don't want to choose any images that have watermarks on them or words across them. So don't, we'll find some, I'm sure we'll find some. Save image as, Urban, boom. I'm going to do one more watercolor texture. I really love this one. Holy cow, that's awesome. But I can't. Guess what? 123creative.com, right there in the center. This one's kind of cool. If it doesn't load, if this one's not loading clearly, it's still really blurry and pixely, which means it's probably not good. So I'm going to close that one out. How about this one? Oh, come on. Nope, that one's not getting clear. How about this one? No, this is just the way it is. It's just going to take time. This one's got a watermark by copyright. These ones are not, they're not getting clear, which means they're not good. Now I'm taking up all the screencast time and making this video exceedingly long because I'm waiting for the internet to produce something good. Get clear. All right, this one's not getting clear, but I'm just gonna see what it looks like in Photoshop. So I'm gonna do a test. And one more of this one. No, not that one. Come on, one more, one more. Give me one. Do this one. All right, not clear. It doesn't matter. Go into Photoshop. All right, so that was my composition, the Seaside Village, that I created from about 15 different pieces of stuff from Google Images. And this is what the sketch filter looked like. Obviously way too dark and way too detailed. So I hand traced it. And yes, it took me forever to hand trace this. All right, so this is where the texture comes in. So I want to say it's pretty random. It's not completely without thought the way you add the textures, but you can be pretty loose and expressive the way you do this. So here we go. Go to urban. Try this one. Look at how clear that is. Boom, boom. I think there's, I'm going to use the magic wand to get the white. There we go. I had to use the magic wand to get the white out of there. Now it's all about blending modes. All right. So you're blending down. Every single texture makes use of a blending mode. I'm going to use that one right there. It doesn't look good yet, but it will later on. You can also use something, listen very carefully, the soft eraser. So if you press E for the eraser, and to give it a soft edge, first of all, I would take the opacity way down. You don't want to erase at 100% opacity, because that's like erasing super hard. You want to do it softly, down to like 18, 19%, and that'll give it that soft edge. Watch it fade out so it's not so harsh. And now I'm going to window O. What just happened? Go away. Let's put in another texture. Uh-oh. See that? See how small that is? Remember when I said let's do an experiment? And oh, look at that. All right, pretend this is big, okay? Because I just don't have time to, obviously, look at how pixelated that is. Oh my goodness, that is so pixelated. All right, soft eraser. What you could do, there's no way I have time to do this in this screencast video, is select the girl up here, right? Select the girl and put a texture inside of the girl, right? So she kind of has her own texture just on her, instead of having these things like flying over. Does that make sense? That you're putting your thumbs up, which means thank you. That does make sense. You just select the girl. Just like I could select the water and put the watercolor texture on the water. Like what if I wanted to do, not that I want to keep repeating the same one. Press the wand to get rid of that. But what if I wanted to use this like over the whole water? All right. Now I have to cut it off of the stuff that it's, you guys, you know what I mean. You're kind of puzzle piecing it together. So you're going through here and you're, instead of using the eraser, you're actually cutting and making a nice selection and cutting it out of this area. So it looks like it's just in the background water. I want to give you some examples of, I know this is a poor demonstration because it just takes too long. Remember, there's so much cutting. It's such a huge process. So hopefully you get the gist of what I'm saying. And if you have any questions, that's when you can just raise your hand and I'll come right to your computer and work with you. But before we close out this demonstration, I want to talk to you a little bit about grunge textures. Grunge textures. All right, so you get the idea here. Very cool looking. Ah, look at that. Not blocked. Not blocked meaning the pixels are all clear. Save image as. Urban. Boom. So thinking about what I could do with this grunge texture, where did it go? I saved it in urban. Did I? Didn't I save it in Urban? Okay. This demonstration is just going to go on and on and on if I make you. You guys see what all right, forget about me opening it up and showing you on here. Grunge textures, right? Grungy looking, scratches. That's a cool look, like a dirty wall. Oh, that looks awesome. You do a lot with that. Paint splatters, rust. Oh, that's a really. It's Pixabay. Yeah, that one's free. Pixabay. Another really cool one. The last one I'll say is old paper texture. That usually comes up with a lot of really cool texture, like grungy looking backgrounds, old paper, vintage paper textures. You'll get a lot of awesome results there. All right, that's the end of this probably confusing demonstration. Just raise your hand if you need any help at all. Thank you.